You're watching 10 Tampa Bay News. I'm Courtney Robinson. We do start with breaking news out of Sarasota County. We now know that 4 people were murdered inside of a home in a gated community there. The shooter was also found dead inside of that home. 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Annie Krall joins us live from Sarasota. And Annie, deputies believe this started in South Florida.
That's right, Courtney, and the details just keep growing and growing. This is what we've learned just in the last few hours as of today. There was a man who was found on the lawn right here on Fall Crest Circle. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see the house that investigators are still working on and trying to learn more about what happened yesterday around 12:30. Now, what we learned from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office today was that deputies found a man on the lawn of this house sometime yesterday afternoon, and neighbors were performing CPR on him. They were also worried about the man's wife inside the house as well. That's when deputies went inside trying to figure out more about what was going on. They came across 4 deceased victims. 2 of them were females, 2 of them were males. Now, as Courtney just said, there's also a tie to Fort Lauderdale. We've reached out to Fort Lauderdale police and the department, and they've told us that one of the suspects and the victims, well, they were in connection to the man who came over and shot potentially some of these victims. Now, detectives have worked with Amberlea, HOA, and the representative and neighbors in this area who say it's very uncommon to see something like this happening. The neighbors in the area say it's usually very quiet. There's a lot going on, industrial developments happening in the background. But for more information from police, what we've learned is that the suspect drove up from Fort Lauderdale, eventually coming over to this house, and that's why the 2 are linked. In Fort Lauderdale, there were 2 more victims shot and killed and found in connection to all of this. Now, one of the biggest puzzle pieces that we have learned as of today is that the suspect, who was also found shot and dead inside this house, well, he had a romantic relationship with a previous person who was one of the victims that was found inside Fort Lauderdale. Now, that victim is also connected to one of the victims here in Sarasota. So a lot of overlap between both of those double homicide cases, a lot more questions to come. Detectives are continuing to try and connect with next of kin and learn more about how this all happened, what was the catalyst, and of course, how that romantic relationship played a role not only here in Sarasota, but of course down there in Fort Lauderdale. So that's the latest that we have right now, Courtney. Of course, we're going to stay on top of this for the remainder of the day and heading into the rest of this week.